Welcome back, guys, and here I come with finally my Ice Crash Chieftain Call to Fire conversion, and everything is as have been before. The tankiness is insane, the damage is really good. We grab up to 3 to 4 million DPS just for nothing. The only expensive thing we have is the 6-link lightning coil, but the damage is enough even if you use 5 link. So with 5 link you get your build. See how tanky it is. I'm just running around the packs with 2 or 3 harbingers with the influence, and it's all around 100 chaos, maybe even less. And further I'll show you the trash items that I have. Nothing much to say here. In this variant that I will be showing you in game, it's more defensive variant, but as the level ups we grab the offensive points to upgrade the damage of our Varunastra, and everything becomes really good and smooth. And what do we need in the early game? Yeah, just move through packs in early game to gain currency and not to die to level up. So I think it's the best variant that can possibly be for that money, and I'll obviously advise this build for the next League 2 if nothing really be changed with Chieftain. They've made a really great work with the reworking of this character. Nothing much special to say it, we just use some Warcry, use Ice Crash, some exposure, we put totems, we throw our curse, and the gameplay is basic for the melee character, but as we have the increased AoE and Ice Crash itself has great AoE, it doesn't feel as the really melee character, such as maybe Flicker Strike, and the Flicker Strike with small amounts of damage is really bad. So let's not waste time and get down to business. The first, we're again Chieftain. We go this path through the Ascendancy, we go the Tahoe's for Strength, Tokohama's War Herald for additional damage, and for defensive layers that Assail Cleansing Water and Valaka's Storm's Embrace for resistances and additional cold and lightning resistances depending on fire. For the tree we grab all plus fire, plus maximum fire resistances and all life nodes that are available throughout our path of the tree. And on the way we grab some Warcry, Keystone to make it instant. And as we're using Varunastra, we use all clusters for one-handed weapons, maces, axes, swords available. And we build our path till the elemental overload, and that's the basic skeleton of our build. For the gear, as I said before, we use Varunastra, and it's the old school weapon. It's really great for endgame because it was buffed with its physical damage, and now all the nodes are available for one-handed weapons. For defensive layers we use lightning coil. For phys taken as lightning we take phys taken as chaos on the tree, and also we use lethal pride of any of the ancestors, maybe Kaom or Rakiata, any you can find for physical taken as fire in one of these two clusters. The Rise of the Phoenix is the great shield for maximum resistances and survivability with life regeneration. We use Heat Shiver for extra damage with the Ice Crash enchantment, but it's not mandatory. Pyre for some Call to Fire, because we transform all our cold damage with Call to Fire support to fire damage. And other stuff is pretty basic with just life, regen, resistances to cap, physical damage to attacks, cold damage to attacks, whatever you can find, and some stats such as dexterity and intelligence that we do not have. The Taste of Hate and Lion's Roar are two mandatory flasks, because Taste of Hate gives us damage and survivability, and as we are transforming all our incoming physical damage into element. And Lion's Roar is just for damage purposes. 10% more is never enough. For the links, we have Ice Crash, Call to Fire, Hypothermia, Melee Physical, Elemental Damage with Attacks, and Pulverize. You can also use the Awakened variants of these skill gems. But the version that I'm showing you is just the beginning for the early game. Of course, I'll attach below the more in-game utilized for bossing flora. So we use Hatred, Petrified Blood, Blood and Sand, Purity of Fire, with Mana Reservation and Vitality, Precision, Arrogance, and Herald of Ash, and this reserves our life, and as we're using Petrified Blood, we are also on low life. We have Conviction Combustion for some exposure and minus fire resistances. Also, we would like to have the Curse on hit on our ring, but if you don't, you'll need to cast this curse yourself. And here how looks like the more endgame version. The tree is practically the same, but here I've added the little pride. The only thing that is bad in the current version of the tree is that we have some mana issues, and here I've tried to solve them. So we have one node which we grab for mana reservation, and also there we have mana recoup when we take damage. And the second one is that we transform some of our mana cost into life cost throughout the tree itself. The other things are pretty the same and is there until level 100. Here is the little pride with phys taken as fire, and you can just choose what number on the little pride you need. In the calculator, it's very it's insane whoever did that. So we just put the timeless gel that we need, and we select stats that we require. So and just press search, and when it makes all the counts, you can see what type of seed you need, and just to go on the trade, see how much it costs and buy it. So that's all. Like, subscribe, enjoy the build, leave your comments in the commentary section, and see you next time. Goodbye.